I would like to yield 4 of those minutes then to my good friend and the ranking member on the House Oversight Committee, the gentleman from Ohio, Mr. Jordan.
Gentleman from Ohio is recognized.
Thank the chair. Thank the gentleman for yielding. The Commerce and Justice Department have given 31,000 pages documents to the Congress. Agency they've provided witnesses. In fact, we got another one coming in for transcribed interview later this month. And Secretary Ross came and testified for over 6 hours. Came in front of the committee, raised his hand, swore to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help him God, testified for 6 hours. Secretary Ross and Attorney General Barr are doing their jobs. And what's their reward? Democrats are going to hold them in contempt. Hold them in contempt because they're so focused on this citizenship question. And as Mr. Comer, who's introduced the legislation, said just a few minutes ago, the citizenship question is nothing but common sense. Listen to what Judge Alito said. Listen to what he said 2 weeks ago. No one disputes that it's important to know how many inhabitants of a country are citizens. And the easiest way to figure it out is ask a question on the census. That's about as common sense as it gets. It's so common sense, we've only been doing it for 200 years. 200 years in one form or another, the long form, the short form, the 10-year form, the annual form. We've been doing it for 200 years. But somehow this year, oh, nope, can't do it this year. Can't do it this year. As Mr. Comer said, United Nations says it's a best practice. Lots of countries do it. But somehow the Democrats don't want us to do it this year. So I support the legislation that the representative from Kentucky's introduced, support the good work of our Rules Committee member from Georgia, and certainly don't support the rule and the resolution that's going to hold Secretary Ross and Attorney General Barr in contempt. Again, doing their job, and what do they get? A contempt resolution from the Democrats. Ask yourself a question. Well, constituents a question. I'd encourage Democrats to go to your district, ask anyone in your district, do you think we should ask a question on the census if you're a citizen of this country? And my guess is just about every single person you talk to in your district will say, heck yeah. Aren't we doing that already? And of course you'd have to respond, yes we are, and we've been doing it for 200 years. This is common sense. This resolution is not appropriate. And I would urge the defeat of the rule, defeat of the previous question. If it gets to the floor, defeat of the resolution. With that, I yield back to the fine gentleman from
Ohio yields back the balance of